Oh shit!
Right, this is Death Metal Podcast's live Necroharmonic edition. So we're going to go through some, this is part one too. We're going to go through some Necroharmonic bands' live performances. There are many though, so that's why this cannot be completely comprehensive. There was a lot of bands signed to Necroharmonic over the years, including your Autopsy, Incantation, Gorement, Wombbath, and as you can see, Wake of the Cadaver. They were on Necroharmonic. This is their first release, so we put this out years ago. What's going on, Brian Sekula? So yeah, hails from Baltimore. Hails. So yeah, this is going to be a night where we show live videos of Necroharmonic bands. So let's get to it. This is a new one. right, so this is the Necroharmonic Live edition, which has to be part one because there's so many bands that are on Necroharmonic that play live. Not every band does, but so that was Caustic Vomit, and this is the tape that Necroharmonic put out. So they're a more recent band. Shine, shine, shine. There it is. What's going on, everybody, on Saturday night? This was kind of just sick Washburn. That was in Russia too, and if you notice, I don't know, like there's a multi-part video of that if you guys are interested to see. Probably like 6 parts, and I meant to actually play. They were covering Mythic. Maybe I'll play it as the outro here. How's it going, Brogu? How's it going, Necron, Sakula, Brian, Kyle P, John Grave in the house, Aaron? How's it going, everybody? Stefan Goldberg. I don't think Goropsy ever played live, so sorry. And I don't think Sexual Urge Motivation played live either. And obviously they did a release with Necroharmonic. There's a lot of bands that have done stuff. What's up, Joe Lewis? How's it going, brother? Straight from Rhode Island. Vital Remains. So yeah, there was a lot of Necroharmonic based bands that did play live. You know, your Autopsy still plays out live. Your Incantation still plays out live. Mortician still plays out live. You know, we did demo releases with them, obviously, but there's other bands too that are, you know, still around, man. They're still doing their thing. There's a lot of Waking the Cadaver still around doing their thing. So there was an old show and a festival tour thing. No, they were invited to play Maryland Death Fest. So, like, basically, I had set up a tour based on the Maryland Death Fest with this band GUT from Germany. And then I did, like, this hip-hop GoreGrind Tour. And then I went around and we played, like, with different Necroharmonic bands from, like, state to state. So one spot it was, like, Incantation played. Another, like, trying to remember, Waking the Cadaver played a show. It was a pretty wild shit. And then I was the DJ for Goretext, so we had like rap and gore grind. But like at the time, like GUT put out like kind of like a parody type album kind of thingy, and it was kind of like rap bass kind of thing, you know. Autopsy's your all-time favorite and influence you? Hell yeah, Ollie Roeder, exactly. So there's shots, there's a video. Now I haven't really reviewed this, but there was some shenanigans going on during this show. You know, being a showman, I guess, or wanting people to notice GUT. I remember I had hired a girl to dance on stage during GUT, and for some reason, a bunch of girls decided that they were all going to dance on stage. And then there's a video of that day at Maryland Death Fest. And I remember we were being all kicked off the stage too, because I was up there and a lot of people. So I've never really watched this. This is from 2007. And then I'm just going to try to find like maybe a sleazy part, you know? Enjoy.
So this one is an old one. This one is from all about torture. It's called Revel and Cuntslime. Check this out. Grotesque Deformities. Check what's the next one. Yeah.
I just want to pause this for a second to say, like, the girls were being, like, kicked off the stage because one of the girls' boobies flew. Right, so that was some hot action. I pulled up right at the good spots. So, yeah, you know, like, we were just having a good time. There was a bunch of, you know, there was friends that, I asked the girl, I said, you know, would you dance on stage while Gut played? And she said, sure, you know. So, at some point, I think I gave her, like, $50 or $100, and she went to that Sleazy street up the street from Maryland Death Fest, where they sell, like, the food and they have, like, the strip clubs. And she bought some lingerie for the stage, and then they did the show. And it was cool because it was Gut's first, like, big show in in America a long time ago, man. Good times. And yeah, shout out to Rena I saw up there, and some girl from Cali, I can't remember her name, and Jillian. was the main dancer there with the glow sticks, and she almost got us kicked out, but it's all good. It was fun times, man. Gut was killer live. That was 3 songs. There was one from this old 7-inch, and the last song was Anal Tambourine from the Comeback CD, which, like I said, this show is about necroharmonic bands. So at the time, the Comeback had come out, and then we did a tour based on, like, the Comeback, and then they played songs from their old catalog, which everybody loves, obviously, the old Gut stuff. And then they played songs from that CD, they played only the GoreGrind songs, though. They didn't play, like, the rap mashup shit. So, it was more like a concept album, based on, like, a, what I mean? Like a sleazy rap band, I guess, But they didn't play any rap live. Everyone was nervous about that. Everyone was nervous about the entire tour because there was rap on it. They were like, why is there a rap band on this? I was like, it's Goretext, he was in with Necro, and this guy fits with us, and you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to do something different, but something I would listen to, and those were bands I associated with too, like Goretext, and then Goretext worked at Necroharmonic. After that tour, actually, he like just came and lived up by me, and then Gut. Now Marcus plays in Baxaxia, the black metal band. And then Gut is still active too, and shout out to Tim and his studio, and Ollie with Chaos Cascade, and then Joe, I don't know if he's doing Nun Whore Commando 666 or not still, but he had some other industrial band that was pretty sick, and they still do Gut, and then they put out a recent, last couple of years ago, they put like more like a death metal CD out again, so definitely check it out. So this show is all about Necroharmonic live. Here's a band that joined onto Necroharmonic that now, as many Necroharmonic bands, has cult status in the underground. They later went and did a CD, but they put out an original CD called Internal Caustic Vomits.
As silent as the grave.
right. So that was I always say all right. I have to stop that. That was Wombbath from Sweden. So it's internal caustic torments, not internal caustic vomits. And they released a CD with Necroharmonic years and years ago. We had compiled that record, and their only record back then. And then we took like their 7 inches and their demos and everything, and made like a really comprehensive like demo discography. It was a full discography of the band. And later, after Wombbath did that CD, they reformed because I think we got them psyched, like, they felt like, oh shit, like people want to hear us, and so they came back, and then Hakan started Skin. I can't remember the name of the band. I want to say Skin Chamber, but that wasn't it. And then he also started Wombbath again, who went on to release a CD with a U.S. label. But years ago, yeah, Necroharmonic, all about like the demo discographies and everything, and Wombbath was right there, and they played out obviously live. So there was old footage of like one of their best songs too, and killer scene back there, Sweden, like you look at the crowd. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I watch a lot of these old videos, like I don't just look at the band and their shirts and their guitars. I look at the crowd, I look at like how into it the bands are, how into it the crowd is. Sometimes I am scoping out their amplifiers and their headless guitars, like you guys said. Was Embalmer on Necroharmonic? No, it wasn't. I just was wearing the shirt today. Yeah, Wombbath was cool. It was an older release of ours. So as time went on, too, Wombbath got a lot of traction in the underground. So that was kind of cool, too, because like they were kind of like buried and forgotten by time and dust, like Mayhem. So like there were certain bands like them and Gorement, actually, who like they were buried by time and dust, and like no one really was interested to hear their records, but I was. So my mission was to try to bring out the releases, and I have to say, in a lot of cases, I was always more of a fan of the demos and the 7 inches, but obviously if the CD release warranted that their album was like as good as their demos, and then we would stick them together and put like a discography CD at the time, because they didn't have any other material. So this was like in the late 2000s or something. So a long time ago. Found a Dr. Shrinker comp at Deathgasm yesterday. Sold. That's what I'm saying. right, hello to Rich from Dr. Shrinker and Matt Grassberger, and also to Potter. When we released the Dr. Shrinker CD, yeah, it was super cool. Like, it was like, you know, I'm gonna do a whole detailed show about Necroharmonic's history soon, but this was gonna be like the icebreaker for it, because I feel like there's a lot of like holes and gaps in like the story of how much stuff we put out. So at some point soon, Death Metal Podcast will probably delve into like the history of Necroharmonic. But I wanted to juice people up first to do this live, and then you know, if you go back with Dr. Shrinker, like, and you watch that live right there, like, they're tight, man. I mean, the guitars are like demo-like, and like Rich's vocals they were super unique, and they were not the low death metal ones. So that was a show from 1989, and that's probably why I named the show from 89 to 2023, because the Caustic Vomit stuff was from 2023 also. And then the Dr. Shrinker stuff was from as old as 1989. And some of the stuff on Necroharmonic, you know, some of the bands would probably go back as far as like 1987 maybe. The one band that didn't make Necroharmonic that would have went back further, which we had corresponded, they sent me all their stuff. They sent me like 170 pages of German fanzine stuff too. Was Poison from West Germany. And then it got rushed out by another label badly, so I didn't put it out. I didn't put it out. So yeah, basically, you know, I was supposed to put out Poison, West Germany, but like maybe like 15, 16 years ago. The graphic artist stole the record. Anyway, up next we got we're gonna go a little newer, and these are a sick live band, and this band put out a CD with Necroharmonic, and I'm proud. You are right. It is one of the best releases. So in death metal history, Necroharmonic wanted to put this out because it was the only release I even listened to that year, I think. Maybe this and like Fetid or something were the only two releases I listened to that entire year, like religiously. Sick release. Obviously Francisco, and inspired me to live cast even. So shout out to him, man. We dominate the YouTube airwaves too. So I think that you know, there needed to be an underground perspective before maybe like Francisco started doing the live thing. So now that you have that, you know, it's like there's more indulgence of like good information. Death metal, grindcore, fast stuff, underground, Texas underground especially on there. Yeah, it was sick. The Cemetarian live show is tight, which is sick. And you got Dave in there from PLF on guitar, and Daniel Shaw, the amazing artist. So up next we have my man Sebastian from Dripping. This was a live show I had set up. I'll show you guys the flyer afterwards. Just check it out.
I'm gonna stand right by it.
I wouldn't leave that there. Alright, I want to pause it right there. Let me take it off screen, I guess. I'm going to pause that right there, that dripping. With that part right there and that slammy kind of, you know, that slam death metal stuff. When they were doing that stuff, there was like almost no one doing that, basically. The only other band that I had heard around that time doing stuff like that was like maybe like Clean Flesh or Devourment. So like nobody was ever saying the word slam. The word slam wasn't used. So but that part and those parts and some of that fast with the you know, which is kind of like a hardcore beatdown part, you know what I mean, mixed in a death metal song. But I mean the death metal is super technical too, so like there's a lot going on there. Like yeah, like JOABA said, like the drummer is moving like 1,000 miles an hour. But when they're you know, when the part is heavy for the mosh part, it's heavy, dude. Like they were so heavy, man. Heavy live too. Low. It would be super low, and the show would be super sick. What happened at that show I'm going to play next was there was a different singer from the band, and he practiced with them basically on the regular. Like he was like the regular ass singer, you know? His name was Frank. And he for some reason he didn't play like the live show with them. They had Mario from Ember, rest in peace. He was in the band. He sang on all the recordings. They've reformed now, and they are going to be reforming and playing a show in New Jersey for New Jersey Death Fest. Necroharmonic set up the first New Jersey Death Fest with Gutter Christ. So they're doing that. I don't have the flyer on hand, but there's a moment in here I want to play because I think it's historic. And then if you listen to the dialogue, it's amazing because these guys don't know each other. So like at the time, it was just amazing.
All right. What's up, Jesse?
Thank you.
We're dripping. This next one. But
We're not doing it.
you want to welcome?
I want to ask Frank on vocals for this because he used to be our singer.
Yeah.
Hey. That's what my fucking butt, dude.
Get up, Frank.
Come on, Frank.
Frank, step up.
Everybody give it up for Frank.
I can't fucking see shit. What's all, dude?
I don't know this guy. I've never met him before.
Now, Frank.
on, get up for Frank, man. Come on.
Frank. So that was Dripping live. Yeah, the show was with Vomit Remnants, Morgue from Sweden. No, from France. It was supposed to be Internal Suffering, but they didn't play. And then Brodekin. So it was a pretty brutal show. I think I charged like $5 to get in or something. Kazuki's bass drums with Vomit Remnants, like they were so on point. They were like typewriters, because you had the triggers on there, and then we had them running through the monitor and everything. I think I helped like do the sound or something, because that's how it was, you know. You drank 2 Push Lights for that? Hey, that's cool, man. That was 2 songs, so that was old Dripping. Yeah, they're old, you know. With Necroharmonic, I released the old release with Dripping. They're from Kearney, New Jersey, my hometown. This was Bring the Suffering, which like this was Dripping's demos, which I had always listened to, and they just played some of the songs there. And then they had a pre-band called Cadaver, which was like more like a death metal based band, which their demos are super tight too. And they did 2 good demos, and then Dripping did multiple demos. They were just like a demo band. They went in, they did a full-length recording, like a very bizarre album, sick, like different, you know. They were using samples of stuff that, you know, no one was using that at the time. It wasn't like a horror movie thing. But yeah, they're cool dudes, and they're from my hometown. Yeah, I got them for sale on Necroharmonic. If you want to check it out, Necroharmonic, bigcartel.com or necroharmonic.com. So you could check on there, Dripping. Anybody was asking about Cemetarian, you could hit up JOAB in the chat. Francisco, if he still has any. Didn't Dripping have a Nas sample? They did. And then that's like, because that's Sebastian did an interview with us, and he said that because it shows up on the YouTube as Nas, you know, with like, because they use a sample. They used a sample from like Bjork or something, or maybe that was Libido Airbag. Libido Airbag had a sample from Bjork, and they had a sample from Old Dirty Bastard. So all right, up next we are going to play a band that's pretty close to me. There's another sub-label of Necroharmonic, Rotter Records. So basically, my friend encouraged me to be a record label. Now, I just would hang out and go to shows with this dude, Oscar, and one time I was, you know, like I was distributing bands' tapes at that point, dubbing tapes, getting into mail with Gorephobia tapes and Lesh Nyan releases, and he handed me this demo rehearsal of Ceremonium, and he's like, "Yo, why don't you put us out, man?" And then he handed me something else, though, I think, and then he's like, "Why don't you put this out?" And I was like, "Damn, I think I'm gonna become a record label." And then I put out the Nightfall in Heaven 7-inch, and then you know, they played for a very short time, from like 91 to 95. Oscar and his roommate formed Ceremonium up in this burnt out house, which was amazing. We would go there and party and listen to Abhorrence and Crematory and stuff at full blast. So yeah, Ceremonium. Right, so that was Ceremonium. At the time, Ceremonium was playing stuff that was more like that dark doom, you know? Like the UK doom and the Australian doom, and like the mixed with like an abhorrency kind of thing. They came from the roots of Putrefact too. So shout out to Craig Pillard. I saw you in the chat. Yeah, you played with Ceremonium at some point too. So yeah, there was an early time of Ceremonium when like no one was really doing like that doomy death metal style in the United States. Like it had been done in Europe, you know, with Anathema and Paradise Lost and stuff. But like nowadays, you probably hear a lot of, you know, doom in your death metal. But in 1995, not really. Like it was all in Europe, you know. So to hear it back then, and to have your friends be putting it out was dope too, you know. So I mean that was always kind of sick. The trying to do, you know, just to navigate through Necroharmonic's like live history is pretty extensive. There's a lot of, you know, just so many different bands between your Autopsy, your Incantation, Wombbath, like, you know, some of the more modern stuff I played, like Caustic Vomit or Cemetarian, Dripping, Waking the Cadaver. So there's so many different bands, you know, like we have like, and then the Dr. Shrinker, you know, like there's a lot of sick stuff. So there was this stuff too. Check it out. Wait a second, that's not the live stuff. I got fooled by the video. So that was Womb though. I noticed that the song was a stereo track, so that was not the live. So let me see if I can find the live version. Sorry about that, guys. False start on that one. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of history under Necroharmonic. Yeah, I don't even know if I'll be able to find this though, so. But I did have a live show with them. Well, it ain't in here. Alright, so maybe not. Enjoy anyway. All right, that was the fake live version now. So, but we have some a real version, because this is the live Necroharmonic cast, but the video was live. It was recorded at New Jersey Death Fest. What's up, Craig? Yes, Womb was heavily influenced by Winter, Carnivore, and Typo. And I mean, you guys could tell, like, the sound was like super low. So here's the actual live. We got to show it. There is the information from the person that wrote it. So the song was called Leach, and it's based on an actual ex-girlfriend, a leech. I was saying that part is super heavy. Like the end part, that riff is like... And somebody was saying in the chat that it's hypnotic, definitely. Like the whole womb sound was super hypnotic, as was the Methadrone stuff. You almost got to open up for Typo's last show. That would have been awesome, dude. I think the love version is gonna pale in comparison to this. Yeah. Saw Womb at the Cove in Roseville, New Jersey, with John Brody, Will Kuberski, and John Carver. Rest in peace. Sick show. Yeah, rest in peace to Ronnie Dio. When I was doing the research for this show, if you guys see, I have some pictures on my Instagram live to the promo reel for this, where I put Ronnie in there, because Ronnie was part of the live experience for me, you know. So rest in peace to Ronnie. You know, he was a member of Womb, not on that last video, but so yeah, we'll go down the rabbit hole like Francisco said. So up next would be, let me see here. I don't see it in the queue. Hold on a sec. Sorry, browse. Live death metal. Let me see here. I'm gonna play a filler track right here, but it's not a filler because this is you guys have been talking about this stuff since the day I threw it on Carl's. See, on StreamYard, like, we could throw songs at other people's things. So, like, yeah, rest in peace, Ronnie. Heavier than Chernobyl. The with StreamYard, like, we could throw songs at each other's things. So, like, we have like a little queue thing where we throw songs at each other. And I don't know if I threw this on Carl's or he threw it on mine. And then we're gonna play some stuff that like, everybody was bugging out after this because of the guitar. It was headless. Crematory. So yeah, they played out live too. Back in the day, all bands had to play out live, so they didn't stay at home and play with little computers and do just non-live stuff. So all the Necroharmonic bands pretty much played live too. So yeah, the Crematory, where the hell did it go? It was put out on vinyl, you know, on a gatefold double vinyl and a single fold. But yeah, so Crematory live though, sick. I didn't know they played with a headless guitar until we showed that video, and I was like, holy shit. Someone said it stays in tune better. So up next we got Disma.
Thanks, Paul. Get this up here.
All right, the cameraman moshing. That's when you know the show's good, right? When the cameraman can't stop himself from moshing. You see the camera moving around and like people like hands and things are like all fucked up all of a sudden. I remember years ago, Jim Rowe's buddy Gary, I think his name was Gary, he got into a fight and he was taping Incantation at Studio One. And he got into a fight and he had the camera in his hand. He had Ronnie Dio's camera in his hand and he was like fighting. He was like swinging the camera around. He was like punching somebody, but like he was like swinging the camera around, like doing it at the same time. It was pretty sick. It was a blast having Smilowski play. Yeah, dude. That was Smilowski putting on a clinic. So yeah, that was Craig Smilowski on drums on that one. So I wonder how hard it must have been to get Craig Smilowski to play that slow. Okay, so next up we got we're gonna go towards Finland. Actually, no, we're gonna go towards the U.S. This was another drummer who played in Disma, played in this band, and he's up all in this video.
Thank you to the promoter for having us. This is the last show of our tour with Undergang, our brothers. I want to say thank you for having a great time. You guys rule. This is a song from our first album, Depths of Misery. It's for everyone here.
Right, so that was Funebrarum, and they have a release on Necroharmonic too. So that was some live stuff from the end of their tour in Europe. And inside that band, or that live set right there, was a band Ruinous. So you have Alex Bouks, and then you have Matt Maderios, and then the drummer Shawn, who played at Disma also. He was in Ruinous at the time. So you have Ruinous there too, you know. They formed Ruinous because of Funebrarum. Like, they basically were like done with Funebrarum, so they went and did Ruinous instead. Who are recording a new album, and they said that most of the tracking's all done and everything. So, just so little news on here that probably no one knows. I don't mind. I don't think Alex would mind me telling. So yeah, man. This is the live edition of Necroharmonic's. Some live tracks of different Necroharmonic bands, basically. Like I was gonna do some straight up like Necroharmonic history thing, but I'm like, I'm gonna start this off with a little like live intro, because most of the bands had a live set and they had played live songs. So like, you know, the bands were more serious, and there wasn't like in a lot of these older bands, like there wasn't like this computer send around the file thing. Like, you had to actually meet with people and play songs. So a lot of the bands played various shows in state to state, and, you know, some small festivals, etc., you know. And this, say like the Funebrarum, that was coming off the last show of an Undergang tour in Europe. And then up next, we're going to go back in the chamber a little further to 1993.
Super Bowl.
Eternal Darkness, yeah, from Sweden, but they lived right on like the Swedish Finnish like borderline, you know. So their members are kind of like Finnish also, which I learned as time went on. Cool guys. They're still back at it. They've been like writing and recording, rehearsing some stuff for like a little while on and off. They played. They went. I had a live thing about a Finnish with some Finnish guys, and I mentioned offhand, "Hey, Eternal Darkness is around again," and the next thing you know, they got thrown on the fest over there. So that was kind of cool. I don't know if that was up to me, but I think I gave a tip, you know. Dang, the video and sound quality ain't bad. Probably using a high 8 video camera. Fuck your smartphone. So yeah, that was super sick. Old Cemetery. That was one of their oldest songs. Is like right at the beginning when he's about to play it. He's like, this is one of our old ones. So up next for Necroharmonic would be a band that they also reformed after we put out a demo compilation. And then here's like an earlier performance from them, 2007 though.
Look out! We're the grave!
Interment. So they came back and like they were kind of doing an HM2 thing back in like the early 90s, 90, 91. So on stage, yeah, you saw members of Sentinex, Johan from Interment, and then who's played in various other death metal bands. And if you want to check out on Death Metal Podcast, there's an interview with Johan. And then I think one of the other guitar players, a guitar player from Uncanny. So I mean, and they lived in like the same area. They all filmed their videos at the same time, the Infestering Flesh and stuff. Yeah, rest in peace, Ryan Fogarty. If you're hearing hearing this, I saw a photo of Ryan Fogarty today when I was looking for the photos for this show. So yeah, rest in peace, Ryan. You were a fan of this. The what's up, Cragor? Greenback Motel has kept its secrets. So this is the live edition of Death Metal Podcast Necroharmonic, because there's so many different Necroharmonic based bands that did play live, you know. So I felt that this could probably warrant an episode of Total Death, you know, demo destruction, like. But the Necroharmonic bands have spanned, you know, like there's ones from the early 90s, and then there's ones that played now live. So you have like everything there. And then, you know, there was different styles too, not just old school death metal, which obviously is my favorite, and a little bit slower is my favorite too, if you could see. I mean, you look at this cast, and I look from an outsider's point of view, and I'm thinking, well, this guy kind of likes slower stuff, because between Ceremonium, Disma, Eternal Darkness, I mean, most of the stuff is pretty slow, right? I don't know how much slower we could go here, you know? Rottrevore. Yeah, I mean, you could go Rottrevore slow. So, you know, I wanted to do something that was fun, that maybe talked about the label a little bit. And I think I have kind of succeeded, so that's kind of cool. I mean, there's a lot to take in when it comes to the history of Necroharmonic. And then there's a lot for me to take in personally, because I'm just like, oh my god, like how many live, like who played live, and what, you know, what band did this and that. So there's quite a bit to take in, you know. But I think, you know, with, you know, Funebrarum, Disma, even with your modern day like Caustic Vomit, I mean, these bands are completely heavy. Gut, Dripping. You know, I talk to members of the bands, so that way there's always, you know, like a good understanding between Necroharmonic bands and like and myself and the bands, I should say. Like that way, this, like, it's a family unit, you know. I don't know if all record labels run like that, but I mean, that's the way we try to do things. So everything feels very close, you know, especially like the like to go and like try to retrospect yourself. You're just like, god damn, there's a lot to screw into that head, man. Womb. So we played the live Womb and the faux Womb. Here's a live Rottrevore. This was taken from a tape rip from Mark Mastro had given me when we were working on some like demo discography type stuff. He had given me some rare tapes, so this is pretty much exclusive to Death Metal Podcast. This is live at the Electric Banana.
It's called Unbeknownst.
So yeah, that was a rare piece of history of old Rottrevore, live at the Electric Banana, early '90, I believe. So live Rottrevore with the original OG lineup, I believe, with the drummer Nick Esquivel. So we go back in time to play old Necroharmonic based bands who we put like CD releases out with. So they, they were real. They played live. They got out there. There was one guy, he really got out there hard, and then he really did a lot for his scene. I did a show a couple weeks back about him. Is Jim Fleet from Phlegm, who just passed away. Phlegm would hit the road hard. They would play, like they did play Pittsburgh as far back as like '89, and then they would play around and drive around and shoot off their BB gun inside their car at towards the front window with a blanket, thinking that like none of the BBs are going to go through the blanket and through the window, which they did. The Phlegm van was just like the center of debauchery, driving around, we would drive around and like drink alcohol, and we were all like practically all underage, maybe besides the driver. And you know, because they had like seating in the background, so like on their trips, like nobody could see what was going on in the van, so like we would all sit in the back and drink alcohol the whole time. So by the time you rolled out into some like, you'd be in like, I don't even know, man, Illinois or something, and you get out of the car and man, you would be smashed, dude. So years ago, I went out to Michigan Death Fest with John McEntee. Me and him took a red eye and flew there. I think the rest of the band drove out there, and then I remember at that particular night, Phlegm played, and they are not really like shown big on the flyer, but they definitely captivated the show. Like a lot of people were really, really into that, man. So we got footage from that old Phlegm. Rest in peace to Jim Fleet. Sad to see, you know, an old friend go like that. Here's some old Phlegm. So that would be where they went into the blur part, right? Rock Sweeties from Hell. Every time they played it, they would play like a different version. So some of them had like Nirvana, and they played that Metallica part. So yeah, it was extreme. They would play Extreme, I believe, and Warrant in some of their Rock Sweeties from Hell. The earlier versions. They were trying to keep up with the times by playing like whatever was popping at the time, you know? Which was cool. Tom from Phlegm told me, he's like, dude, that's when I felt the best. When I felt the best. Andy was playing better than Lars. Yeah, and you could see Andy numerous times on Francisco's show. He does a lot of funny skits. Some You're a Poser sound effect. So, we're going to round this out with some of the more newer Necroharmonic stuff too, because I didn't want to just play old stuff. And as I mentioned, this is part 1 of maybe 2, 3, I don't know, because there's a lot of bands I didn't even touch here. We didn't do like a million releases on Necroharmonic over the span of our, record label's lifetime. But the amount of bands that played live were pretty numerous, you know? There was almost all of them played live. I want to, I'm going to mix in some old and new in the next few, and then we'll be out of here for tonight. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, too. So this one is Ancient Death. This is from, like, last month. Ancient Death. So yeah, they're on Necroharmonic. That was a newer song, actually. It's not even released. So yeah, that was them playing at St. Vitus in New York, and it probably was a soundboard, possibly, because I don't think so though, because I think you would hear Jerry and the other guys solos if it was the soundboard. There's two dudes playing solos on their stuff. So let's go back in the past, into the dark chambers of G. Willikers, and a band who was on Necroharmonic from Michigan. Fatal from Michigan. Yeah, Necroharmonic put out a demo discography of all their demos and their 7-inch. It was called Retrospective from Hell. They're really cool guys. The demos were like completely they were an earlier band too, though. I guess their demos actually went back to 88, so I was wrong about that 89 thing, or 87 even. They had like a death thrashing sound, but like I was really into their demo, Soul Burns, a lot, and I remember reaching out with them, speaking with them, and saying, "What's up, man? You want to release a demo discography on Necroharmonic?" And they were all about it. So it was cool. They're cool guys. Their music is timeless. The 7-inch on Thrash Records, Invocation, I forget the name of it, is phenomenal. Call it a demoscography. So the death metal podcast, Stratocasters. So there's a lot of I saw a lot of Marshalls, and I saw a lot of I didn't see anyone sneakers. Somebody was talking about high tops in Finland, you know. So we're gonna rock out. I wanted to play one cover track here, which I believe this is it, and then we'll see if I find anything else that I feel like playing. So yeah, with the mythic cover. So that was groovy. What's up, Carla? Thank you, Erin, too, for tuning in. And Kyle P, Fraser, I see, Stefan, everybody, man. I appreciate everybody that tunes in a lot, too. Organic Sludge, Ian, Disgustor, Steven Hulzer. You guys are all awesome, man. Brian Sekula, I saw you right at the start when we went on. Wayne, Bill Manley. You guys are all awesome, man. It helps the show, like, keep it moving, too, for me, because then someone just says something in the chat sometimes, and then I'll be like, yeah, you know what? That's part of Necroharmonic's love. Definitely, Wade Capode, appreciate it, man. You're always on here. All you guys. There's been it's exciting to do something that's like, other people give a fuck about. So, in today's day and age, if I feel like I'm just giving back to other death metal heads, then I'm good, I feel good. So I want to, spread the feel good. There's a band that's been around me for a long time. I wrote to them in Japan, and then I think I wrote to a different Japanese band, and then they sent me a flyer, this other band, and they were called Transgressor. And then I ended up staying friends with the member for like a long time, and then he sent me a demo, and his band was Anatomia, and then we put out their first debut release on Necroharmonic. It was the only time that someone sent me something that I didn't go to them and say like, hey, can I put your stuff out, I came close with Catasexual Urge Motivation because they sent me a full-length release before they became called Vampiric Motives and said, hey, put this out. But at the time, I think it was going to be like a cassette or something. But And same thing happened with Mucopurulent on cassette, but then we put it out on CD. And then the same thing happened with Cock and Ball Torture for Necroharmonic, but that never materialized. So this band, they were super cool. This footage is from this year. They still play out. They are still the sickest. Anatomia. still crushing it, right? Anatomia, I mean, all these years, they're still crushing it. Playing shows, staying busy, putting out releases, you know, always hitting hard doom. Brutal stuff. I gotta, I'm waiting for one song to roll through. It's like halfway. The episode in general, I think, was successful because there's a bunch of other stuff I want to play, but I'm like, I think I'm gonna save it for another show. You know, there's other Necroharmonic live stuff, but in the future, you know, like I might retrospect the label, but it's just because I want to do it, you know, from a outpoint of like other people. You know what I mean? Because there's questions and things people ask me about, and then I tell them in private. And then I'm like, well, I could talk about it on here. I mean, why not, you know? One of their songs is about love, spirit world. So the Anatomia, like I said, I had signed them to Necroharmonic because they sent me their demo, you know, which was kind of rare for me. Most of the bands, like Dr. Shrinker, was talked to by John McEntee at the time. That saw Mac Grassberger, the bass player from Dr. Shrinker, on the road, and he said that hey, I know this guy and he's interested to put your stuff out, you know. Then we connected on that one. A lot of different stories for a lot of different bands, obviously. There's kind of a sucky part to this because there's a bunch of other bands of stuff I'm gonna be putting out that I want to play on here, but it's like I can't even basically play like what, you know, just because I want to keep some of the releases as like a surprise. So it's weird, you know, it's a little like stifling. I mean, as far as doing this live show though, it came pretty easy because like sometimes I listen to some of these lives anyway, the Crematory especially, and a few other things. The Dr. Shrinker on here was pretty sick. So you know, I appreciate everyone that scoops in here, and also Mad Ghost Cat, I appreciate that you leave comments after the show. So if the rest of you guys could leave some comments, that would be sick. Because I guess if you do that, there's like, it goes to other people, likes and comments. But that's why you see everybody be like my comment and whatever. But it makes the show like spread to additional freaks, you know. Maybe it puts it in their little recommended list, which is good because then, you know, then they're listening to the same music as you. If they have like-minded tastes, obviously they're gonna pull something like this up. So yeah, leave, you know, comments when the video's over. I've been trying to chapter mark the videos. I don't know if there's somebody out there that knows how to do it, you know, better or faster than me, or there's some kind of program that does it or something. If anybody does, you could leave a comment and talk about it or something, because I would die to have the shit chapter marked through the whole thing. Smash the button. This thing's about 60%. So this was yeah, this is like the live edition of Necroharmonic's. I mean, a lot of the bands played live, you know, Phlegm, and there was like just unbelievable stuff. Even like Eternal Darkness, who didn't play much. They played that show in '93, and then they played in 2022, I believe, at in Copenhagen. So, you know, there was some still stuff happening. Same with Anatomia. You know, some of the bands are still busy. There's a bunch of bands I want to play so bad, but I cannot play them on here too. They're new, and or they're out playing. They're new, and I'm like, man, I would love to play those on here too. They're sick live new bands. Got to keep it a secret though, a little sometimes. Let me see here while this thing is still loading. The hold on a second here. I probably could just babble about Necroharmonic. If you guys have any questions, maybe about any live stuff, or because I mean, some of you guys have been watching this from the beginning, so if I could answer anything on here, maybe that would be, you know, cool you off. I know as a fan that I might have questions sometimes to even some of these questionable videos that I play on here. So if anyone has questions, like I could maybe answer about some of the live videos, if I know something additional that I didn't actually show on here. Tell us about your childhood. I just want to talk about the videos and the show. So if you want to ask anything about some of the stuff I played, then I could maybe spew out some stuff. Because I obviously know, if I wouldn't play it if I didn't know what it was. I might if it was really good quality. And like there's some stuff. But as far as like with Necroharmonic's history, it's lengthy. So like, when I went into this too, I was like, oh, how much stuff can I play? Is this just a one episode? Embalmer? Hell yeah. I sport the Embalmer Into the Oven shirt. Shout out to Paul John. Embalmer Incantation went out and played shows with Embalmer and Terror years ago in like 91. I rolled over there with those guys. I met John Lincoln over there. Scooter, Brian's brother, rest in peace. Brian was in the chat earlier, so shout out to Terror and Vadiant. Sick bands, especially the new Vadiant. The different people that fly through here. I saw Ronnie too. Appreciate you. Ian Ackerman. See your name on Facebook, and other people too. Like shows. Like it's cool to connect with like-minded people. In today's society. So when there's people talking to me about like a bomber and stuff, I'm more in like tune with you than I would be like with some supermarket like freak or whatever following me around because I'm wearing an immolation shirt. Have you checked out Bridget from Stabbing filling in for Suffocation the other night? No, I haven't. I would like to though. I know that she's been a big fan of theirs for a long time, so that's cool. Definitely. Bridget's cool too. Always jacked up the Mortician flag, years ago before Stabbing. There was I think Stabbing sick. I wanted to see them. They played like an hour and a half from my house, and I was gonna drive. I'll drive that far to go to a show, basically. But it was like gonna be from like 9 o'clock at night to like 10. 6 o'clock at night to like 10 or something. And I was like, I don't think I can make it, man, because it was like maybe like 5:30 or something, and I was like, if they play first, I won't see them, because by the time I get there, park, everything, like I was like, I don't want to see any of the other bands. I just want to see Stabbing only. So to drive an hour and a half, I've done some things like that, so don't get me wrong, but I try not to. Were there names you thought about for labels before choosing Necroharmonic? That's a good question. Well, I don't know. I don't think so. Not many. There was names we had of our bands, like I was in a band with the guy from Evoken, the drummer. It was called Embalmed Corpse. And then the Body of Christ guitar player was in it, and me and Vince, and we were called Embalmed Corpse, and we would try to do like Carcass, like Rika Putrefaction covers. But then I introduced Vince with Evoken, and then Evoken should be on Necroharmonic. Do you plan on re-releasing old Necroharmonic? Yeah, slowly. It's been kind of releasing some stuff. Would you collaborate with another label? I am collaborating with Extremely Rotten Productions. So there's going to be some releases coming through with them. Namely Ceremonium. I can give that one away. I don't want to give anything else away. Saw Stabbing the other night at St. Vitus, and saw Afterbirth one night too. That's good. Afterbirth is playing out live. I didn't even know that. That's good. It's cool that some older stuff comes out too again. You'll be seeing Meshuggah on the 30th. Yeah, what else you got? What else going on, man? What else? What's up, Aaron? What about you, Stefan Goldberg, I know you're always at St. Vitus. What about you, Kyle P? Mad Ghost, Stink Floyd, if you're still in here. Justin, I don't know if you're still in here. Or Ian, Carla. Both Ians, 2 Ians. What are you doing, you know, like what's going on in your world? I want to know about like the festival scenes and like, you know, like Cali and like Portland. I saw they were doing like a Day of Death again. I noticed that the guys for Head Split were promoting, but it was in January. They look pretty sick. I know there's been Immolation's been touring around, Suffocation's been touring around with Incantation. So it's it's pretty active season. Obviously you have Maryland, which is about 6 months away, and that runs up pretty fast. So you saw the Ruin and Cenotaph last week. All right. Yeah, I was scoping out that flyer pretty hard, man. I mean, that was a friggin' phenomenal lineup. Mistimulation and Imprecation getting harder to get out. New Suffocation slaps. Cool. I thought Beetlejuice passed. I didn't know that. What's up, Shinobi? Going to see Mortician and Malignancy, Immortal Suffering at St. Vitus on December 8th. I always look at the calendar because, like, I could go to see if I could go to that too, you know? So, okay, so this thing queued up. Let's talk, though. Our local Legion might be starting to have a trend to have metal bands out at the venue. First, that's good. That happened in our scene. In Kearney, New Jersey, we converted one of the Legion halls. The one I would go to when I was younger. It was the Irish American, because I'm Irish and Scottish, but we would go to the Irish one more, and they converted that back room into like a show and a venue spot, and then eventually they've been to stage there. We had a show there with GUT on their GUT Goretext Tour. So we wanted to set up a show with one day's notice. And back then we used MySpace to basically say, hey, show up to this show. And then we called around to everyone in the town, which was Kearney, New Jersey. And then GUT played on the floor. And there was I had another Grinding Gore band play. And then GUT played. Goretext did not play. He was in the room. Who else played? Trying to remember the GoreGrind band. That's cool though, man. That's helpful because if your Legion also needs money, the people were drinking like crazy at these shows. So like, in a way, it was like kind of like you're gonna make some dough here, you know, off these metalheads, and then they're gonna leave. They're probably not gonna do anything, you know. Yeah, man. So, tickets are selling out quick. For which show? Let me know. The tickets are selling out quick for some shows. Like when I went to go see Undergang, the tickets were sold out for the show, but like I was told that I was going to be comped when I got there, so I was comped. But that was cool. Like if I would have like slept on that, which I would sleep on it easily. I would sleep on the show. The Irish spot, they'll punch you after they're drunk. The Scottish spot, they'll headbutt you into the door. Scottish bastards, you fuckers, you frickers. There are already 2 bands, and it sounds like a good turnout. That's cool. Oh, the Mortician show, the 8th. Oh, okay. That. I mean, I don't have to get tickets if I want to go to Mortician, which is kind of cool. Usually I don't have to get tickets. So if I, maybe, you never know. I mean, I gotta see if my body allows it, you know? Like certain days I just want to just rock. I don't, I don't know if, if it's just me, but it probably is. I just want to rock. Just let me, rock. I appreciate, like I said though, like the community-based shit that happens in Death Metal Podcast chat. Especially when I see people go off on some sub-branch talking about each other about some Eucharist friggin' promos or something. That's like kind of cool to me in a way. Then I don't go and read through the chats back, but I do see them when they're live, and sometimes I'll see like a label name, or someone says, "Hey, did you see this?" or that stabbing news was in there. I think that's cool, man. This is your death metal like Kurt Loder shit, you know. JOABA can't stop jamming that Mutilated and showed me. Yeah, that's it. Oh, all the Mutilated stuff is killer. The Frenchman. There's a lot of good. I have some of those Mutilator. There's Mutilated and Mutilator. So Carl, if you want to check out, there's more than one mutilation. The Mutilated Psycho Death Lunatics, I know, is a good one. They have a split LP on that I have here somewhere, and I have the demo on a dub, and I have the second demo. I think someone from France sent it to me. It's like a 91 demo. It's pretty rare. It's not as brutal as Psycho Death Lunatics, but good stuff. Anyone else want to talk about some death metal? France, baby. Mutilator? No, there was a Mutilator before Mutilated. There was a Mutilator. If you look deep into death metal history, maybe like Metal Archives. I'm sure you guys all look at Metal Archives and Discogs, right? I mean, I know I do. Just for, the sake of learning a little something, After Francisco showed his 4 demo thing, it had the Grave demo, Unleashed, like an off demo, so I was like the 4th Grave demo, and the release of Unleash Revenge demo. What else was on there? Entombed, which was the grand prize. I hope there's will be another show on that. Like there could be carbonized putrefaction. I don't know if this will go together. The Carnage and one other one. There could be a few of those. Metal Archives on the daily. All right. Archives is great, but the reviews, I don't fuck with the reviews, man. Just got the Scott Burns Life in Death Metal book. Got it in the mail yesterday. That's it. Very sick. Oh, I gotta show this book. Let me see if I can find it. Go into this. Here we go. This was cult. Botched Orchiotomy zine. The guy sent me this awesome zine from UK. Now inside though, super sick layout and everything. Inside, man, the content was tight. There was tight Flesh Rot. There was a lot of really tight bands, especially when he started to go into the old school. Wormface, Loss. Let me see here though. Noxious Ruin interview. These guys were really cool, man. They sent the zine like 2 times now. So, Sequestrum. Antrophagus. This is good stuff. Dripping Decay in there. I can read backwards. Eternal Darkness. That's why he sent it to me, because there's a massive Eternal Darkness interview in here, which is sick. Brad Moore interview. Brad Moore is brutal. Sadistic Drive. I'm missing some stuff. Mulder. Hideous Mangalus. There's a massive Hideous Mangalus special in here too. So if you guys want, look it up. It's called Botched Orchiotomy. It's definitely worth your money, man. Especially if you collect fanzines. The guy's, I think, pretty reasonable with the amount that he charges. So look him out. He's on Facebook. No, I think he's on. I don't know what he's on. He's on this chat at some points. I'll try to put his info somewhere. Let's see if it says in the front here. Numbered 69. Thank you. This guy knows me. So that's I wanted to say support and big up to Botched Orchiotomy zine, because this is a sick zine, man. This is the type of stuff that I wanted to flex it on here before I read it too, so it looked nice. Have I ever seen Purgatory TV on? I haven't, but I saw the flags they had in the background, and I know I sold them all those flags, except maybe one. So I've seen, and I've talked to Tori Bell. I asked Tori Bell to come on Death Metal Podcast. She said to talk to her agent or something. Always the question, did you come up with Necroharmonic? How did I come up with the name? I don't know, man. It just shot in my head, and it was the first name, but then it was between like productions, records. Then I just try to just cut it right down to Necroharmonic. It's easier that way. A book about the label, yeah, that's in the works, I would say, in a weird way. That's definitely got to be part of the works. Like, there's been stuff saved for that, so I saved even some of my own personal goods, photos. There's stories written, so there's gonna be something. This is the book right here, bro. This is the Necroharmonic book. So we're gonna go out with a bang. It's gonna take 1 second to load. I know that. This was a live Necroharmonic episode. Everyone that tunes in, appreciate all this. You didn't expect it. Why would you not, brother? There's a lot to say when it comes to the label, and it's not just the label; it's the scene too. So even myself, I would liken some of the stuff to the label, but I have to liken some of it to the scene that I was in, and not just the label. Because being at shows and going to do things, and the travels that I took with people, and the travels I took on my own, even, where I would go to a show alone, So like, if you were willing to take those risks or do those travels when you're a young kid, then you get to see more, and I did. Cheers to you, man. Appreciate talking to you this week. Everyone that hits me on IG, I appreciate you, man. Like, it's cool to get small messages and just say what's up, and then I just throwing what's up is cool. I'm not on there to talk with people. We're gonna play this, and I'm gonna be outie. I appreciate everyone tuning in to the episode part 1 of the Necroharmonic thing. I don't think there's gonna be a second episode tonight. I didn't look back at the messages, but if there was, he probably would have been in the chat. So maybe some other time. And tonight we're out.
Thanks a lot.
Revel.